fellow galactic family. Capella, Taiwan. The lunar equal. It is a beautiful being, lunar energy, part of a group of priestesses lunar. They came to Earth thousands of years ago to anchor the energy of the Mother Goddess in the area Tirana. It passes through various systems of this galaxy: Milky Way, Pleiades, Sirius, Aldebaran, and also past the Rigel system. He was also present in the aquatic realm, when he experienced a few times the mermaid garb. He also visited other galaxies along with grouping. It is very loving, very peaceful, and is, at present, 100% connected with the lunar energy, power which is on the surface. And his Capella expression, as a member of a powerful group of priestesses lunar, measures about 1.80 m, white, big blue eyes, hands and delicate feet, blonde hair and bright. It is very similar to Galadriel. The film Lord of the Rings has something interesting in it. Always keeps his left hand stuck to the chest, the palm on the heart, getting always this way, as does everything only with his right hand. Because? No, in the following paragraphs, it has a very special ability to always use appropriate, when it comes out alone on some occasions, in rescue missions and lighting. Each phase of the moon gives you a specific power. Are they? New moon can easily quickly renew any environment, bringing it to a new cycle, new experiences, new opportunities, new relationships. In the village, paragraphs below, it was always sought by many people who had fought their particular issues and motionless. She invoked the forces and could clear all negative barriers that prevented the person from getting to new movements. Crescent moon always when at this projection, it was when in Tirana's surface, called the large fields to help farmers with their crops. Just passing between the crops, it could speed up the process, incredible as it may seem, and help for the production were 100% profitable. On one occasion, a child was brought to her to help her, because he had a problem in the bones that keep growing. He raised his right hand to keep moon, as always, his left hand on his chest, and called upon the forces. And from that moment on, the child was healed. Great power at this time, and many gathered around her so that she could teach everyone in love, quickly promoting the awakening of consciousness of those people, causing them to grow as human beings. Full moon at this point, she has a very special ability. It simply changes its form, a beautiful priestess for a very old lady, at times, when it comes into spiritual caves where black magicians interact and arquette them against the inhabitants of the earth. There in that expression, old poor lady, she always hear, what this old doing here? Answer, old, what are you doing here? And she usually responds, I have come that your life will be full. With this, they immediately lose movements of the etheric body, remaining only this consciousness. It is as if they entered into a cataleptic state. Then she adds light. With a complete breakdown of all present there, the other priestesses rescue those entities immersed in hatred arise. They make a beautiful work of doctrine and lift those heavy vibrations. Of course, after this work, some of them do not accept to go to higher levels and remain as before. However, the vast majority accepts and follows their evolutionary paths, looking to repair their faults, serving with love and light, and always very grateful to Capella, waning moon. The Taiwan lunar, in their movements, enters the darkest valleys with a look so beautiful and charming, that even the most ignorant to be able to ignore its beauty and sweetness, getting totally paralyzed before so much beauty and light. When descends to these dense realms in this beautiful and charming guise, she sings amid those dense and violent entities. They, as if by magic, will approaching her, listening to her as if hypnotized. When approaching from a distance of about a meter, are overwhelmed by other priestesses, as if by magic, leaving behind it to capture in magnetic energies. It's a beautiful rescue work. Although it may seem a violation of free will, this work is authorized by the higher self. Those entities were present. Again, some accept follow to light when they feel themselves relief from their aches and pains. Others choose to remain in their pain. Once, in a Toronto kingdom, he was incarnated a beautiful girl named Leah, the daughter of a noble king. She was with her 18 years, very rich, but eager to know the earth and all its wonders. He decided to leave the castle and follow his dream. Of course, no one knew of her family. Went out in the dead of night alone, mounted on a horse, that much loved. Left aimlessly towards, God knows. Arrived at dawn, very tired, in a village, far from his kingdom. His arrival was viewed with suspicion by all who were there. A woman came out of one of the tents and said, "My girl, come on, do not be afraid, no one will hurt you. You're too young to be looking like this, so dejected. Come on in, was waiting for you." To which she replied, "Waiting for me? Why?" The lady just smiled. After a certain time, Leah began to receive spiritual instruction. Lady called Makani or Makani, which was the spiritual leader of that village and other villages around. Too old, you knew your fate, but needed someone to continue anchoring and sustaining energy. Dukani, instructed for a long time, about 4 years, girl named Leah. He gave her directions and showed him things I never imagined. Makani, well, on your bed, disembodiment, when it all from the village and neighboring villages were present to see their passage to the realm of Dukani. Name that meant equal the force that comes from the moon, or the moon goddess, drew close to him. Leah, the beautiful girl, already in his 22 years. Leah came and said, "Say, beloved Makano, it's still a supportive Dukani, never forget that. Every beat of your heart says Dukani are living on earth, and through you." By Leah said with tears in her eyes, "Yes, Maka, yes." And then, never. Leah took the left hand of your chest heart chakra to never forget. No, it's still a supportive Dukani, never forget that. Every beat of your heart says Dukani are living on earth, and through you. By Leah said with tears in her eyes, "Yes, Maka, yes." And then, never. Leah took the left hand of your chest heart chakra to never forget. The old lady, dressed in his white cloak studded denouement, one bride that was handed to her personally by Dukani, when it materialized in front of him when he was 22, and said, "It will pass from generation to this generation, will deliver you. Do not give the last physical breath, without first to consecrate my other daughter." Makani asked Leah to remove the cover immediately as soon as he realized he was leaving the body, and Leah made carefully. Makani said, "Behold, you consecrate the strength of Dukani and go over you everything it received vista to cover." Immediately all strength, all luggage and spiritual strength of Makani went to Leah. Leah got the case for some time, about 7 moons. During this period, some children of the village were playing, cover, Leah, cape. They wanted to see close to cover, it. Leah always showed love carefully, pointing out every detail of the cover. And as realized, cover, Leah, Capelia. And he became known in all other villages like Capelia, Formosa Lunar. And today, this young woman is being called the Pleiades, one to incorporate the surface to Capelia force and bring all your luggage to the transcendental surface. It is called to invoke the force lunar priestesses and their companions to the movement of the lunar energies on the surface. Called to go in the astral areas and even the physical Toronto plan and move the forces of 4 moons. By the time you receive this information, You will have all the forces of all his inheritance on download process. A cover is placed on it, the cover that made Capella. You may have some collateral effect, as a feeling of warmth in the back, especially in the neck. Gabriel, it's something that can happen, not necessarily going to happen, but if you happen to stay quiet. You have the look of Dukanai on each other and can move powerful forces on the surface. Its mentor the old Makanai, which has always been present in their incarnations, where the most recent was when incarnated again together in Salem, where they were judged in the very year of 1692. Makanai has a name in the Church Catholic, which will not be mentioned here. It is also being called to open up more to his clairvoyance channel, which will help many souls on planetary surfaces and in the astral. It has deep connection with the so-called Archangel Michael and Nefertiti that call and can call them whenever you want and will be promptly answered. Also being called to form your group on the surface, where through meditation following the forces of 4 moons bring powerful streams of light to earth.